Well, 2018. Episode 5, you may be wondering. Alright, I'll explain what the hell this concept is about. This is episode number 5 of You Think You Know Me. It's been almost 2 years that I've done a particular episode of this series. And the reason why that is because the first 4 episodes absolutely tanked. Then again, it was during the pre-red flag video era. But we'll talk more about red flags and what my plans for 2019 are in a moment. This is it. This is the super long awaited 1,000 sub special. The funny thing is, it's been since May that I've hit 1,000 plus subscribers. I normally don't talk about the views and the subscribers because to me, every one out of them are a winner. You guys subscribed to me for a reason. Now you may be, okay. Alright, here it is. 2018 was a year of redemption, and the main reason why I didn't continue with this plan that I was going to do a podcast every single week in early 2017 was because it wasn't drawing anything. Little I knew the frustrations and agonies that was post-graduation life were to kick in. So eventually I will talk about the no good ruts in 2017 year. This is about 2018 and what it meant and what I've learned. 2018 was an interesting year. I called it the year of redemption. Trying to figure out who I am as a person and what I'm going to do with my career. I've been pondering about it for quite a while, and it made me think, you know, when I'm ready to do this long and overdue 1,000 sub special, I'm probably going to do something new, a return. I mentioned it in one of my videos that something was going to return. And I feel like this is the time to return this old, silly podcast and see how it goes. For those who don't even know what the hell I'm talking about, here's what it is. It's basically a format where I talk about racing, some sports, maybe some relationships, some women, and also what is going on with my livelihood as best as possible. As far as face reveal, don't count on it because it's not going to happen anytime soon. But 2018 was quite a year. Well, first off, I'm now doing a lot of writing for a website that focuses on auto racing. On a part-time basis, I do camera work, the thing that I love doing most. More than anything else is to do video work, which was not an easy year. It wasn't really a good year at all when it comes to video, because I barely did anything that was original and what I done. Because, well, with the exception of a high school football game, but because I put certain music on there, and rather to keep my channel intact instead of sacrificing it to put absolute danger, you're seeing it right now without the music, because there's some videos that I don't feel like it warrants a YouTube upload, or it has nothing to do with what I do. Yes, there is some high school football footage in my main channel, but that was in 2016, and also the very first video I ever uploaded was high school football in the absolute worst quality when I didn't know what the hell was I doing, because I was in middle school at the time. So yeah, this is it. This is what you're seeing right now is what I captured. The only thing I had captured and put together all year long, because it's been nothing but writing, race reports, even interviews that like the one I done at Meridian that is on my main channel as well. But this is far from over. 2018 was a good year, I must say. Sure, the last 2 months hasn't been all that spectacular from a personal level, but does it change the fact that it's better than 2017? No, it wouldn't change a damn thing. 2017 was rotten. 2018 was actually pretty good. Now, I will say, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. And like I mentioned in my speed episode, and when I do NBC, I'm not bringing back the sunshine. You'll hear about it in the month in March, when I premiere episode number 6 of the NASCAR television graphics. Now you may be wondering, when's the next red flag video? Here's the thing. There's a little quote-unquote purge looming in this world known as YouTube when it comes to NASCAR, AMA, and so on and so forth. Within the next year, one of the channels got struck by this quote-unquote purge in the YouTube world. That's gonna make the Xfinity and Camping World Truck Series. I mean, Gander Outdoors Truck Series. Gotta get used to that. Here's what I'm planning to do with the every red flag video. Since I've already done every one of them from Cup that I wanted to do from 1990 onwards. 88, 89 is up for debate whether or not I'm gonna do it or not. But for now, the Cup Series is done. I have all the Cup Series that I wanted done. 2008 is solid. 2007, I updated it. So the next Cup Series red flag video will not be until 2019 when the season is over. However, here's the first thing I'm going to mention. On February 18th, 2019, I will do the every red flag Daytona 500. And through a lot of research and analyzing, I'm hoping to do from the very first race to the more recent one. So yes, unlike the Indianapolis 500 where I only went to 1970 onwards, I'm hoping to find as much footage as possible to do from 1959 to 2019. Sure, there's only going to be some condensed clips and highlights, but hey, that's okay. It may be a little bit difficult to do because with the amount of footage, there may not be enough. So we'll see how that goes. But that's your first major every red flag video of 2019, the Daytona 500. Speaking of the Indianapolis 500, I usually do not like going there, but if there is a red flag in 2019, I'm hoping that will be the case. Sure, we're months away from the month of May in Indianapolis, but for the sake and excusable reason to redo the video, I'm hoping that does happen. Because here's the thing, I'm gonna get rid of the title cards that I put for every red flag. I'm getting rid of it. I'm hoping that when there is one, that will give me an excuse to get rid of it, do it all over again. Just use the same footage, but the opening title cards has to be reasonable. So those crappy quality programs that you saw on the video that I found through eBay and Google, most of them are horrible, especially the 20-teens ones. I'm hoping to do something different with it. So yeah, it's gonna be probably an hour long, more than likely, and with the possibility of who knows what could happen in Indianapolis. If there is a red flag in 2019, it's gonna be an hour. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that does happen. If it does, you will see an update on the every red flag from the Indianapolis 500 from 1970 to 2019. Maybe if there isn't, I'll still do a redo of it, because to me, in my opinion, it's my least favorite video I've done of the year, and my least favorite, or one of my least favorite videos I've done in my 10 years of this, since having this channel, IROC and Racing 94. It's absolutely unbelievable how critically and receptionally it was mixed, and I get it. I don't like it, but I get it. Absolutely, there's not much I can do when there's a fast audio. It's just simple as that. And no, you will not be seeing that kind of title card in the Daytona 500. But since I wanted to try something different, because this is a special video, it's not a year specific, it is a time period. So that's the first big announcement for 2019. The every red flag video of the Daytona 500 on February 18th. And one way or the other, you will see an update, a redo of the Indianapolis 500. As far like with the 2007, it can happen. Now, Xfinity. My prediction, my estimate is I'll only do from 2000 onwards. And here's the thing that people don't understand sometimes, and here's why I haven't started Xfinity or trucks. Oh, and by the way, trucks, it probably either be since the inception, 1995 onwards, or 2000 as well, to keep it consistent. Here's why. Not every race are up on YouTube. Some instances, the race was completely abandoned due to weather or time constraint, that there's no live footage or any footage of a certain race whatsoever. This comes in particular in the formerly known Craftsman Truck Series. One race in particular in 2000, I might add. So it makes the every red flag tagline very hard, very difficult to do. It defeats the purpose. I can't just do an every red flag video and show, say, there's 12 red flags in a season. I gotta show every single one of them in footage form, somehow, some way. If there aren't any, if there's missing one or two, I can't really complete it. I don't like doing text. I don't like explaining it through text. You don't need music in the background. You don't need any of it. It needs to be shown. Otherwise, that's why it's so difficult, because there will be some years that I cannot do it. It's impossible. Unless somehow this quote-unquote NASCAR network, if it were to happen within the next 3 or 5 years, they somehow have a footage of those red flags that were not shown or abandoned and vice versa, because you never know what could happen when a race isn't abandoned. It could have a red flag and nobody knows how it happened. Or in the case of 2018 with the Iowa race, nobody has footage of it. And that's why I haven't even done, that's why the 2018 Xfinity Series is going to be super difficult, because NASCAR doesn't even have the race from its entirety up either. Ben Williams who often uploads the Xfinity and truck races whenever it feels warranted. He doesn't have the Iowa race either from the Matt Tiff and Max Holman wreck. I don't want to use Bad Luck Scott's video because there's text in it. I only use that because that's the only video I can find. I have the whole race on my computer, but due to On Demand doesn't save all of the recordings through the on-the-go stuff, I can't capcord it. I gotta figure out a way to get that Iowa race up. And once I do, you will see a 2018 red flag video in Xfinity somehow or some way. But as far as trucks, it should be fairly easy, especially except for 2000. So we'll see how that goes. Now, here's my problem. That's one thing I learned about 2018. Is that I felt like I oversaturated the every red flag videos, because I think I got all of them done so quick than I should have. But hey, the demand is high and I had time to do it. Nowadays it's very difficult because there's so much time on my hand that whether as I'm doing camera work, or I'm working some mundane job, or I'm writing stuff for the website, or doing creative ideas, or figuring out what to do in my life outside of my jobs, it's very hard to do it at a quick pace. But the every red flag videos will continue, but they're going to be very difficult to do, what I just said. It's far from over, that's for sure. You will see a good chunk of every red flags in 2019, especially the ones that I mentioned, the Daytona 500 and a redo of the Indianapolis 500. There's also a good chance that I'll do IROC. What could replace the Cup Series will be IROC. The thing about IROC is that, sure, there were races on tape delay and some that are not up, but I will choose a certain time, and more than likely, I'll do what I did with Cup, 1990 to 2006. Whether or not I'm going to do it year by year, or I'm going to put it all together. For me, I feel like it should be all together, so it's only 4 rounds per year. It's not going to be difficult. When I do every red flag, I do it in a very articulate way, in a specific manner that has to be reasonable. It's the same reason why some of the early 90s, there's so much in between stuff like segments and weather reports, because that's the stuff that they don't show on TV anymore, and it shows how TV used to be, and also to kind of drag it on to show what the 90s was like. Even though it barely made a dent in the view count, because nobody gives a shit about 90s NASCAR. Because it's all about memes, the 20 teens. That's all that people matter about. Or what's trending. Or hit like and subscribe. Or vice versa. That's why I never say hit like and subscribe ever in my videos. The only time you see social media plugins is on my outro video. Because for me it's like, that should be the only time I show it. I put in the link in the description. Probably nobody reads this anyways. That's why some videos I pin what I said on the, more particularly the NASCAR television graphics is concerned. Because, to be frank, I don't need to say it. It's up to you guys whether you want to follow me on Twitter or vice versa. And yes, I know everybody has their top 10 favorite YouTubers. That's also the trendy thing to do on Twitter. And yeah, do I give a shit about what's trending and all that? Okay. The Marty is James video. That's the only time I say, well, let's see how this video will do, because it's the trendy thing to do. And also, I was literally bored, and I needed something to upload on Christmas Eve to make it an annual thing that I just decided to make up as I went on. And based on the numbers, you're not going to see trending videos. I'm keeping it in what I know better. Every red flag and TV graphics with some videos then and there. And hopefully this little podcast, I'd like to call it, works out, because this is the 5th episode, and it's been almost 2 years since I've done a You Think You Know Me episode. Now, NASCAR television graphics, boy, that was a developmental hell, wasn't it? I said in 2017 in July that I was hoping to get the NASCAR TV graphics done by the end of 2017. That didn't work out. I was saying to myself, I'm hoping to get all of them done this year. Nope. I was hoping to do one every month, and that didn't work out at all. That's the reason why the TBS and the TNT and the Speed Channel took so long to upload in a span of multiple months. Because those are not easy to do, and those take time. I mentioned it multiple times in my intro. It takes a while to put those videos together. It takes time. It takes some. I need to analyze the graphics. I need to say something that will keep people interested in why a certain graphic is significant, what's right with it, what's wrong with it. Because this is the only time I've ever done a series under my own power where I say stuff for this long. And I am having a blast enjoying it and expressing how I felt as a viewer, and now I'm telling you guys how I felt at the time and also right now. And I mentioned it in my video, for the remaining episodes of the series, it's going to be uploaded every 3 months. It's not going to be every month, it's not going to be whenever I please. It's going to be every 3 months. That's why I said the NBC video will be in the month of March, because that's the next one up. I've already done 5. I still have NBC, CBS, ABC, and ESPN. And those are the last 4 I got left. And yes, I said it in that order. So in case if you're wondering what's next, it's an early reminder. So yeah, NBC will be next. That will be in March. Then in August, it's going to be CBS. And then in September will be ABC, and then in December, it's going to be similar with Speed. It's going to be a 2-part finale for episode number 9, focusing on ESPN. The first half will be the main run, and then the second half will be the 2000s. Well, 2007 and 2014, because the main run was 81 to 2000. It deserves to be a 2-parter, and you'll see why I purposely gonna put ESPN as the last one. I have strong feelings about the ESPN TV graphics. No, there will not. Okay, I will say this right now. There will not be any number font concerns at all, because ESPN were always on the money. They never had a flaw with the number fonts ever. They were really good at it, except for IndyCar. When I talk about IndyCar, when I do IndyCar TV graphics, I have no clue. But when it comes to the ABC, ESPN, just wait and find out. When it comes to IndyCar, I've already talked about Arca and Trans Am and Winston West on the Speed Channel, so it ain't gonna hurt. And as far as what else you're gonna see in my channel in 2019, I'm hoping with my fingers crossed, I'll do some special race reports. I'm kind of still organizing and finalizing what are my plans for 2019 as far as which races are concerned, because I mentioned I write for a website and I do cover some of the races when time permits. I've done one at Sonoma, both the IndyCar and NASCAR race. And the reason why I went with with all those sound bites of Kamikaze, EDP, Urinating Tree, Nostalgia Critic, and so on, is because I imagine that's how people felt like, the IndyCar fans felt like. I couldn't really felt that way because I was at the track covering. And I felt like, instead of just playing the raw commentary audio, I'm going to spice it up a little bit. And that's why I went with it, and I really loved it. And all you guys that watched the Red Flag video 2018, sounds like you loved it as well, which I'm really happy to hear, because I don't go that way. I don't go with that. This is the only video I've done something silly and goofy and meme-worthy on my every Red Flag video. But you know what? It's for fun. It's my series. I'm the one that keeps an eye on it, and the only one that gives a shit about red flags, because you have people care about orange cones and yellow flags and black flags, but not red flags. 2019, you will see some reports or how the day went or the race weekend went. Will be under a vlog format, not in a way where you'll see my face. Eventually, that will have to happen. Well, then again, very few videos you take, you might have already seen my face, but not that anybody give a damn. Yeah, I'm just looking forward for 2019. And the reason why I'm just casually talking about this, because this is very impromptu. There's no script. I don't need a script for this. This is all what's on top of my head, and what you're hearing is what you're getting, and that's how I'm saying it. Because with the TV graphics, I do a lot of editing. I do, because of time constraints, to make it sound clean and fluid. When I'm just doing this casually, you can see how I'm kind of all over the place and pacing. Learn from a lot, and it's been almost 2 years that I've talked at greater length about anything. about just anything in general. That's what You Think You Know Me was about. Talking about sports, women, lifestyle, careers, and so on and so forth. But here we go. 2018. While I was covering all those races, there were not so fond moments as well. Of course, there was a lot of stuff that I would have liked to have accomplished or liked to have done, or where I like to have been right now, such as home, vehicles, finances, and everything, or what I'm doing on a regular basis. There's been most of the downs has just mostly been that kind of stuff, just finding that personal freedom. Do I have that personal freedom right now? No, I don't have that personal freedom. I feel like 2019 is the last year for me to find it. And I'll talk more about my 2019 goals on the next episode of You Think You Know Me, depending on how this one does. But I have goals. And one of those goals is to find that personal freedom, because I felt like I didn't have it at all in 2018. If there's one big negative about 2018, it's just that, the lack of freedom. That got to the point that going to the races, like in Meridian, Sonoma, and Portland, and even Evergreen, which is basically just a drive away, it's not long at all, and those were my virtual escapes. I will say this about Evergreen, though. It was a long night. It wasn't too fun at the very end. I think none of the West drivers were too happy. It was getting late, the bad weather, rain all day. It ended at about 10 p.m. at the point that the late models at Evergreen had to be postponed. And there was a lot of angry drivers at the very end. In fact, I have a video of it on Twitter of one particular instance that you probably you'll only see my feet at the very end, because I'm not the guy that would just push this. I just capture, it's like I overheard an argument. I was like, oh, let me capture it. Let's see how it does. Let's see if it does Matt Weaver numbers. And no, it didn't do Matt Weaver numbers. I'm not Matt Weaver. I'm anything but Matt Weaver. The reason why I'm using Matt Weaver, because when it comes to super late models, or any local racing whatsoever, he's an ace when it comes to that kind of stuff, especially when it comes to confrontational and fights. Look at the videos he has about the Martinsville race, including, if I remember, Bubba Pollard, Lane Riggs, and so on. When that fiasco shit show that was Martinsville was taking happen, I was in Meridian, just witnessing the Hailie Deegan's first win. The first female driver to win a major notable NASCAR race since Shauna Robinson at Myrtle Beach in 1989 in the Goodies Dash Series. Yeah, it was quite a Saturday, September the 29th, 2018 in the world of motorsports. And also you have the Roval. A lot of buzz in racing, which is always a good thing. But when it comes to Evergreen, it was a long night. It wasn't one of the more fondest nights that I had in my young journalism career in the motorsports side of things. But hey, it's what I want to do. You see the stories, you capture it. Anyway, without further ado, it was my only escape, for the most part. It literally was. Doing the only major film video project that I recorded that was brand new, original, that wasn't where I didn't have to rely on other footage from past or present, or just do it at home. The football game was the only one I did. So, I decided in 2019 there's going to be a lot more video projects. I'm keeping my finger crossed that there will be more video projects, because I have a shoulder mount camera now. It's a hefty price that I got that shoulder camera, but for me, I said, if I'm gonna make myself presentable when it comes to videos, I need to do more content, because the last stuff that I've done were all from college during my Idaho days, like the volleyballs, the lacrosses of the world, and basketball, and all of that, and even some track and field I did. I only did one event. I was like 40, and I have a 40-second long video that I absolutely love how I executed, but I need more. To get far in my profession, I need to do more. So, outside of racing, you're going to see a lot more of who I am as a person and what I do. Because it's called Auto Rocket Racing 94 for a reason. Oh, speaking of rocket, what's the world is rocking? Is there music talk? Let's believe it, in 2019, there will be some music talk. As a matter of fact, what I spent the whole entire day so far was just ranking every '1 song from 0 to 5 stars. From the 2000s and 2010. I will do the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s throughout eventually. But I'm doing a little project that you get to find out. It may be a brand new series. You may figure out what kind of music taste I have. And You saw the NASCAR TV graphic because I was a little bit batshit crazy. Wait till you hear my music, because I have strong opinions in the world of music. When it comes to top 40, I'm very nitpicky. As a matter of fact, I don't have any song for the 2010s with a 5-star, whereas the 2000s I only have 2. You figure it out. Consider it like Nostalgia Critic, Wrestling with Regret style of countdowns. It's not like Todd in the Shadows or the Rap Critic. It's just my personal opinion when you get to hear why I hate this song or why I think this is a masterpiece or why it's an all-time great. I don't know. It won't be top 10. I'll figure something out. 11 sound good? I don't know. I may do top 11 or no. We'll see. Time will tell. I'm still in the early works on that little project that is called #1 in Excellence and #1 in Garbage, because those are the 2 series that I'm going to call it, #1 in Excellence and #1 in Garbage, because I will do a ranking of the worst songs of the decade that hit #1 and the best songs of the decade that hit #1, and eventually somewhere down the road I will compile all 1100 plus #1 songs and see what is the greatest song of all time and what is the worst song of all time. I already know what are the worst songs of all time that top the charts. And also, somewhere down the line, I will do videos as far as what was the best years in music, the best #1 songs of a certain year, and the worst. So far, 2003 is ahead. And in the bottom of the barrel, 2016. Even when you see it, you'll understand why. But if you guys get with me, there may be more along the way when it comes to music talk. That little term, rockin', will be used at last. Because I don't know what the hell was I thinking when I named my channel Auto Rockin' Racer 94 in 2008. I just wanted to add a little rock in there because of music. You expect music. You have not seen music at all. That's going to change in my year number 11. So, a little rundown once again. Every red flags for Xfinity trucks will go on, but don't expect it to be regular because races not being available or abandoned or unaired. And as far as the Daytona 500 and Indianapolis 500, those will be coming soon. NASCAR TV graphics will be every 3 months. I will do music talks throughout the year, more videos of me doing the work, and in-race reports. And speaking of in-race reports, I might as well tell you this. I may be doing a big one coming soon. I may do a big one. All I know is there's a likely chance I will do a big one, a big racing event. Stay tuned when everything is all materialized. I don't really tell you what's going on through what I do with my works. You guys have to go look at and find out what I do. Because motorsports is what I want to do for a living. And eventually, hopefully, it'll give me I'm hoping to get that one big opportunity where I can do it on a regular basis. Don't have to rely on mundane jobs for it. If it's not racing, but it's in the sports world, like cameras and all of that, that would be even better. Because the more career media stuff I do, the better I feel, and the more confident, and the more experience I gain. And that's what it matters more than anything else, just gaining the absolute most experience possible. Even if it's some spotlight work, which is far from ideal in my book, because I'm not a lighting guy. You get paid for it, and it's all, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Experience is a virtue, it's the key. One of my bigger goals for 2019 is the networking processes. And when it comes to networking processes, that's one thing I need to work on the most. And I need to do that to get myself over, not just in auto racing, but in sports as a whole. Because I could do this indie thing, the Jimmy Means route, see somehow somebody will notice me. No. That was my big problem with 2017 and a little bit of 2018. I relied so much on hope to get the one big break. I have to work hard for it, which I have. And I'm hoping that hard work will continue into 2019, but do a lot more. And then get more eyeballs and more viewers and listeners and and readers to look at my work. And not just my work, but the website or crew that I'm working with. Because it's not just necessarily about myself. It's more or less trying to help the site get to the next level. I'm trying to help them get over. While I'm trying to get over, I'm trying to help them get over as well. For those who don't know what over means, it's a wrestling term. It's like elevation, popularity, growth, momentum, and all of that stuff. Which I feel like I'm anything but over, especially in the world of Twitter, by the way. That's why you don't see me on those top 10s, because I'm not over. I'm the indie guy. Which, again, it's fine by me. I'd rather be the indie guy than the mainstream guy and the quote-unquote NASCAR YouTube community. I will still do the same stuff even if I were to end up having 20,000 subscribers, which is absolutely ridiculous, because that ain't never gonna happen. I can promise you that ain't gonna happen. If it somehow does, well, just like I said about the Seattle Seahawks this in August, I'm gonna eat crow, because I said the Seahawks would go 4-12 because I had, with the Blair Walshes and all the changes and the bad attitudes and with the Earl Thomases and Bennett's of the world, I thought there was no hope. Look where they are. They're in the playoffs. They're probably going to end up facing the Dallas Cowboys. Boy, I can't wait for that Scooter video to come out. That will be fun. Whether we win or lose, that's going to be interesting. It's going to be good shit when it comes to Scooter if we do face the Dallas Cowboys in the wild card game. But hey, when it comes to wild cards, we've been pretty good at wild card games. Look no further than the 7-9 Seahawks of 2010. I wish I could say the same thing about the Seattle Mariners, the team with the longest drought in U.S. playoffs. The year behind is the Cleveland Browns. A year further behind is the Miami Marlins. Please, Mariners, somehow prove the whole world wrong with all these trades and all these rookies are though. Who are you people? As Patrick Starr would say, deliver something good, and hopefully you learn something from how Houston and Oakland have done with the rebuild. You learn from them how to properly rebuild, because how many more rebuilds do we need? You're looking like the Montreal Expos, and I'm saying this right now, 2019, they'll be damn lucky if they get 62 wins. Yeah, I usually say weird and batshit stuff, and it's usually the opposite for the better. I hope that's the case with the 2019 Mariners, just like with the 2018 Seahawks. And the way they're doing now, we could be back in the Super Bowl within the next few years. We gotta have to fear about the Chicago Bears, though, and the LA Rams every year for a good bit of time, so we'll see how that goes. In retrospective about 2018, it's been one hell of a year. A lot of ups, few downs along the way. Hopefully by 2019, the dreams that I want to accomplish come true. The more projects I want to do and have in mind come true. And also cover the biggest races out there in a lot of time come true. 2019 is looking to be very bright for me. I hope. I have confidence that it will with these goals that I'll mention in the next episode. Depending on how this one does, I'll tell you my goals. But if it doesn't do well, see you guys in 2020, because you won't hear me again talking about You Think You Know Me, because okay, I'll shut up. Anyways, that's a goal. I'm going to make this little podcast thing work. I'm going to do it every week, raw, I hope, where I talk about what's going on in my life, what's going on in the world of racing, in about an hour or less. Probably going to keep it within 45 minutes. Let's see how that goes, because for me to get myself out there as best as possible, I might as well do this and see how this works out. But, quite frankly, without you guys, the over 1,400 subs, there would have been no motivation. Because back in the day, for the past 8 years, before the Every Red Flag video came to be, I'm just basically known as the commenter that reacts to race crashes that I created or intentionally done. That's all I was known for when I only had 200 subs. The fact that I'm just known as the Red Flag guy and a little bit on the TV graphics, it's come a long way. And as far as video game commentary and crashes, it's just a matter of time. I'm not giving up on it. But to keep the viewers interested, I gotta do what I gotta do and keep the ball rolling. It's far from over, but I don't know if you'll see a 2019. As a matter of fact, this is the first time, and probably in a long time, I'm assuming 2013, that I've not done a video game video of any kind. That shocks me the most to say, because that's what I kind of know. As a matter of fact, during the potato days of my channel, the absolute cringe of cringeness, I was one of the first guys that did NASCAR Dirt to Daytona and Driven videos. You know those video games, Dirt to Daytona and Driven. One of them did really well, the other one absolutely tanked. Not just the film, but the game itself. We're past the potato days. We're literally past the potato days. If I'm ever gonna do those crashing game reactions, I gotta upgrade myself to those damn Elgatos and all that. That's why, thank goodness, with the PS4 you can capcord it on there and save it. You know, I don't have to do the potato route to do it, and I don't think we'll ever see a potato video of any kind ever again on my channel. I gotta step up. I gotta evolve. I cannot perish with potato quality. We're past the potato quality, if you ask me. I get that some of them still do it because they want to capture their audio and they want to avoid copyright. I'm looking at those race reactioners. But for me, the OGs of OG race reactioners were Tyler Head and Alta. Those were my favorites because they were there at a right time. I'm 24 years old. In their prime, I was in high school. So they were the right people. As far as you guys, for the most part, most of your subscribers, I imagine Diadu Hunter is your Tyler Head and Altus. As time go by, we grow and develop and then expand our channels. I felt like this past year has been a growth year for my channel and a growth year of my life that I'm hoping to share a lot more along the way. And throughout 2019, I'll tell you how everything has gone. But 2018 is almost over. The fact that I'm writing for a website talking about racing, expressing how I feel about the world of racing, and breaking news stories, or interviewing drivers before and after a race. It's just living the dream, man. It's just living the dream. In 2019, I'm excited to continue doing that and do a lot more races, a lot more videos, a lot more interviews, a lot more story. Once I know, I will share it to you and I will display it on my channel. As far as blogs, you will not see my face. However, you'll see an overview how the week went. Just stay tuned to find out. For the easiest way to follow my journey is from this channel, my Instagram, and on Twitter. That I'm only going to show on text because I don't need to do the hit like and subscribe, follow these things. It's up to you. You guys want to follow? Feel free. But you get to see a little bit more what I do on those social media outlets than here on YouTube. That's all I'm going to say about that subject matter. So yeah, this will conclude episode 5 of You Think You Know Me. I'm just ready for 2019, man. 2018 was a blast. And while I still have a lot of things that I wish I would have done, like more videos, more photo shoots, live on a nice property, and even drive for a little bit, I know for a fact 2019 I could get those things done. And I will get those things done. You'll see and find out. So without further ado, for those who have listened to me rambling about 2018 and my 2019 plans, I salute you guys. You guys are the real MVP. And I'm hoping, depending on how this does, I can continue You Think You Know Me into episode 6 and beyond into 2019. Hope you guys have a wonderful New Year's Eve and hope your 2019 goes well. Got any 2019 goals? Feel free to share in the comments below. So, this will conclude You Think You Know Me episode number 5. I know it's been almost 2 years since I've done episode 4. Those who give a damn, those who even remember. If you guys don't, consider it your episode 1 of You Think You Know Me. Whereas for me, it's just episode 5. So until we meet again, make sure you check out my videos I've done over the years. Some are great, some are cringeworthy, and some are factual. For now, catch you guys later, and have a wonderful new year. And as I said, once again, 2019 will be the year of growth and dreaming big.